myself. So I have experience about 5.5 years. My total C4C experiences, you can say, 3.5 years to 4 years. So I have done four implementation projects in sales. As you might be aware of what C4C comprises of sales and service both. So I have done four implementation projects of sales. And then after three projects of services. And currently I am into a rollout project which is going on for the whole European countries. Okay. And other than that, I have been into the support project also, which was the one which we have implemented for. So I am into a functional profile over here. So there are two different aspects over here in C4C. One is the functional and one is the technical. Okay. So starting with this demo, you guys can have ask me any questions in between if you feel like. Okay. Yeah. So before starting with C4C, I just want to give you what is C4C comprises of. C4C comprises of sales and service, both modules. So it is basically the pre-sales activity, as you might be aware. Anu, yeah, I will call you Anu only. Yeah, so you might be aware about
Arunava.
Arunava,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, okay, Arunava. Yeah, so you might be aware like SD comprises of whole sales process, if you can say. But over here, you can say in C4C, it comprises from the pre-sales till the sales. Sales is not totally completely available in over here. It is covered till sales order. Okay,
Okay.
this process starts C4C. Why people are going for C4C? What is there in C4C? So this all questions comes up when we say like there is some loophole in it, but I don't think so there's a loophole in SD background. Just that C4C is an advanced version of what they have given in the SD thing. So in SD you might be aware of what, like it is the application based scenario. Like you should have a SAP login application to open this S4 HANA system, and you should have a particular laptop to open it. But coming to the C4C part, why people are opting for this thing is that that it comes on the cloud technology. You just have to have a URL. There is a 6-digit code which starts from. I will show you just to give you a small example.
No, but in HANA also we can open it through Fiori apps over the phone.
Yeah,
So that
Fury
can be
app
done.
is, yeah, Fury app is the latest one which came up. That is also a cloud technology, if you can say, right? But the
Yeah.
development which we do is usually on the Fury app, which they are coming up with developing a screen and objects over here in the cloud application. But it's not like every time you can open it through this Fury app, because the development is being done over there, and the server and all that is being, we have to do the configuration and all. But over here, if you are saying of C4C, everything is being predefined over here in C4C. Like 80% of the software is being developed by SAP previously. So if as per the customer's requirement, they have, means not as per the customer, but most of the scenarios they have analyzed most of the scenarios as per the countries, and they have developed the whole software about C4C.
So is it a public cloud kind of thing, or it can be modified based on the client's requirement?
Yeah, it is a public cloud, but what they have done is like they have four public cloud sectors. Like they have situated one in Australia, one in Germany, one in USA, and one in, I think so, in somewhere in Asia. And in that public cloud, what they are doing is like they are giving for every single client, they are giving a private space. So this
Okay.
private space is different for each and every single client, not even for each and every single client. Inside the client also, they are giving up the, you might be like this SD also might be having testnet and the production system, right?
So
Arshad, I have
tell
a
me one
question
thing.
here.
Tell, okay, just one more question. Uh, so does it anything to do with backend DCC system, or everything is being configured here only? Because in Fiori and all other, they generally is the front end, and through OData and OData they are connected with the backend DCC system, and they pull the data from there. So what is the process for the C4C?
Exactly. So what over here is like they can work, C4C can work on a standalone application also, means
Mhm.
totally dependent on C4C itself. But if you can say most of the companies have the SAP system, SAP as a backend system. as SD cloud. Sorry, SD system is there. So that means like every single company has that software, that SD module. So because of that, they want a whole data to be there in C4C. What they want is they always want a connectivity between these two systems. So
So
it's
it's
like
it
every single project. Yeah, you tell me.
so does the data get feeded in C4C system, or it's a synchronous call? Means whenever you are creating some sales order or anything, any activity you are doing in C4C, that is also getting captured in the backend system also.
Exactly. That only I will explain you. So this over here, what happens is like there's a middleware which is called as CPI, Cloud Platform Integration. With
Mhm.
this, what they do is like they map the ECC system or the S4 HANA system with CPI, and they map CPI with C4C. So the field level, on the field level, they map everything properly through API keys, and as per that, it is being configured. So if you are creating, there are some objects which is bidirectional and some objects which is unidirectional. Okay, so sales order and this customers is a bidirectional one. So if we are creating over here in C4 system, we call this as account and contact, and in backend system, accounts, contacts, and then individual customers over here. Okay, and in the backend system, it's like a whole customer is there. So this is being mapped with the backend system. So if you're creating anything over there on the EC system, that will be replicated over here automatically. And if you're creating anything over here on the C4 system, that will be replicated in the backend system automatically.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So as I was telling you, C4C, I will start with the C4 Sales Cloud firstly. So what all functionalities is there in the C4 Sales Cloud? As I told you previously, like it starts with the pre-sales activity. So let me just give you a quick example with to cover up the whole sales module. So take an example of HP laptop, HP company. HP has taken C4C from SAP. Okay. So what how SAP, sorry, C4C will help in emphasizing and encouraging much more business over here, and how it uses the customers on this part. Okay, so firstly, say HP has launched one laptop, say HP Mag, this thing, HP Lightbook, something. Okay, so what they do is like they do the mask advertisement on every single platform. They will be doing this hoardings. Then after, they will be showing up on the websites, they will be showing on the YouTube ads, they will be showing on any other platform like Chroma Store is there, Reliance Digital is there. Over there also, they will display, and they will put up the hoardings and all. So they will be showing in the exhibition or something. There might be something else also where they will be precisely advertising and all. So what do they get from this advertising? So what do they get is like the raw data of the customers. So anyone who inquires about this product, all the specification which they ask for, and that has been fulfilled with this thing. Also, any customer who is any person who is interested in knowing about the product, also any customers who just sees the hoardings, who just sees the advertisement, he feel what once he sees the advertisement, what HP wants is like they ask you to fill a registration form. In that registration form, what they do is like they ask you to fill up your basic details like name, phone number, and email ID. So that over here is called as a lead over here. But before lead, the main part which is there is the campaigning part, which they do through advertisement. So in this advertisement, say what they can do is like in C4C, they have functionalities of campaign email blasting thing. Like they can see up all the data, like for the 6 months who are inquiring about the product. They were asking for touchscreen laptop and 8 GB RAM laptop, this and that features, and that laptop they have they have brought up all this thing. So that laptop is fulfilling that customer's requirement. So what they will do is like they will get that list from say Chroma or else anywhere, and they will do the email blasting that the product which you were asking for is being released, and you can come and visit our stores or something like that. So this is the way, or else they do a mask email blah blah email blast also. Like they will send email to much more customers to reach out. So what do they get over there is like they give the advertisement over there, they will ask for. So this all campaigning process can be saved in the C4 system, and also we can get the reporting like what was the cost of the advertisement and what was the revenue earned from that. Means revenue can be calculated on the basis of, you can say, leads generated from that. So we can check up that thing in the reporting part also. That is being included inside the C4 system itself. Okay, so this was the campaigning part. After this
So
campaigning,
so
what happens is
basically,
like, yeah,
uh, so basically what you were saying is, say for example, they generate one lead and that lead get converted to sales. So they have a tracker, and based on that they can generate the report. These many leads have been converted in report. So what is the efficiency of my campaigning, right?
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So inside campaigning, they do have this list like in lead object. What they have done is like they have added up, while we create lead, they you can add up, you can link that lead to a campaign. So that campaign can be linked over here, and you can see that thing in report also.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. So after this, what they will do is like they will get the raw data about the customers. So what they will do is like they will create a lead part. And so this lead is just a raw data. Like, so what they will do, the next step is like they will be having a call center team, the customer service team, who will be following up with these guys. Like, we got your data from this registration form, or we got this data from the Chroma stores, and you were interested in this product. So will it be fine? Like, is it a suitable time? Can we reach out to explain you what is the product about and this and that? So what the customer will say is like yes or no. Also, you can call back after some time or something like that. And if he says yes, so if there is a qualification levels in the lead, there are many more fields which is being predefined totally, like as per what customers requires in every single countries. As per that, SAP has designed a business module for different countries. So while implementing the C4C projects, what we do is like we select up the country, we select up the which all business object is needed over here in the client project, like which all is required for this thing. I will give you an example of this thing. Like, there was one company who was totally into heavy machinery based company. So they used to have a B2B customers, and mostly they used to have a B2B customers. And so over here, what they were emphasizing, they were precisely focusing on was opportunities, and you can say lead was not that much because it was a B2B. So they were having dealers. Okay, so in this dealer term, what they were doing is they were having previously they were having the customers, so they don't emphasize much more on lead. So what we have done is like we have not given the lead objects to them. So that is the functionalities, that is the objects which we need, that only we give to customers. But in other case, we were having one project which was of real estate. In real estate, you can say there are n number of leads. Say thousand or lakh people comes and they ask for a property, like, yeah, we are interested in buying this, or we are interested in knowing this thing. So they get ample amount of lead over there. But after that, the sales quotations and the orders are very much lesser, because the flat or else the bungalow or anything is pretty much less, right? And opportunity is like opportunity also comes up very much afterwards. So this is the process where any object which is not required, that we not give, or where which all things, the questionnaires, there are many more questionnaires inside the C4C terms. So what they have done is like to activate that functionalities, they have given much more questionnaires. So in that we have to review it and we have to activate inside the project. So we don't have to write. So the coding is pretty much less as compared to the backend EC system. So over here, everything, as I told you, is being predefined. So coming to the example, what I was giving over here, like, so a lead, once they get a lead, what the customer will say, yes, I am interested in knowing about the product. So what they do is like they convert this lead to opportunity. So there are different criteria which we can put over here. Like, if one simple functionality is what SAP has given is like, if the qualification level is hot, means of lead. If the qualification of lead is hot, then only you can move that thing to opportunity. So we have to select the qualification level as hot, and then we can move this thing to opportunity. So once opportunity is being created, what we do? Yeah. Does anyone have any point?
What is qualification level hot? Is that a criteria of means when you are collecting the lead? What is the qualification and which qualification will be considered as hot?
Yeah, exactly. So over here in lead, what they have given is like they have given this functionality of the qualification level, which is hot, cold, and warm. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
over here, as per the customer service team who asks the customer, who talks with the customer, if she or he finds like the person is being interested, much more interested to know about product, she or he will put the qualification level as hot, and so he will assign it to some other team or something. Say it was a laptop team, they will assign it to the laptop team members, and as per the state also, might be some
So
different teams.
so so it so basically it may depend on the customer service. How they understand what is the it means what is the probability of getting this lead to be converted.
Yeah, exactly. And previously, it was much more difficult, like to put every single data in an Excel sheet and provide it. So over here, you can get whole report over here in C4C, and that can be accessible through anywhere, anytime on laptop, on phone, and everywhere you can open it, and we can get the whole details about the lead opportunity and everything over here.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So what they do is like they assign it to a particular employee. Say the employee is as per in India, if we can say much more are on a language based, because there are many more multiple language over here. So a Gujarati person, say if a Gujarati person asks about the laptop, so if there is a sales employee who is a Gujarati, it is much more expectation like this can be cracked with the Gujarati salesperson. So what they will do is like they will assign the proper sales employee to that opportunity, and they will get an accessible to that customer. So once the opportunity is being created, there will be much more functionalities which is being added in the opportunity, like activities. We can they say the customer wants a phone call at this time, and to explain up on the functionalities or the features about the product, or he wants the email, he wants the features email, like write me down the features of this product what is being launched and send me through email. Or he's asking for an appointment, so we can go and we can visit that customer. So that all functionality is being there in C4C, and that all things is being recorded inside this thing. We can add up notes, what was the decided price, decided thing, like sorry, what was the explanation which we gave, and what was the take of the customers. That all can be stored inside the notes section in the opportunities. So this all can be tracked on the system itself. Okay. So other than that, we can take help from the managers, and we can set up the opportunities. We can add up the target price over here, and what is the actual price. And also if you want to add up the discounts also, we can add up over here. So once this has been opportunity is being done, so customer, what the next step comes is the sales quotation. So in sales quotation, what the customer will do is like they will ask for the quotation of the product. So this quotation, many more functionalities is there in quotation. Also in quotation, we can set an approval process. Say we are giving a quotation of 50,000, customer is saying no, it is too much high, we want at least a 40,000 or something. Say any kind of percentage discount, like he wants 15% or 20% discount. So as per the company's standards, like if the customer is asking for 10% discount, then the sales employee can directly give the approval. Means he can directly give the 10% discount. But if the percentage of discount is higher, say about 10%, say 12% or 15% or 20%, customer is asking, so he will go to his manager for the approval. So there can be multiple level of approval also. So that all functionalities is been there in the C4 system. So that all the approval levels also we can maintain in the C4. And other than that, over here, if some opportunity is been assigned to a particular employee, or the we are waiting for the approval of the manager, that all things can be given through a workflows. We can apply a notification, or else we can apply a email thing like this. this is the sales employee who is waiting for your approval. This is the ticket which has been assigned to you. This is the opportunity which has been assigned to you. That all things can be shown over here. That all things can be done through C4C. The attachment of the opportunity, the attachment of the sales quotation which is being given to the customer, that all things can be directly attached inside the mail which is being given to the manager, like you have to approve for the sales quotation and all. So this all functionalities has been there in C4C. Other than that, if he is asking, so over here in CSA, in the sales quotation, what is there is like, see, most of the products, as you are asking me this question, like EC system, backend systems, do they use it or not use it, or they only use it for the people system? Because most of the companies have their backend system as ECC or S4 system, where all the product and pricing list has been there in that system. So what do we need is like, we don't maintain it over here in C4C. We do map that field, the pricing thing over here and the product list over here, and we select that product in C4C which has been there assigned, which has been there in the backend system. So we if we select the product, yeah. Any question?
Yeah, means yeah. So pricing and all being means when you are creating a quotation or something for a customer, so for their pricing and all are done in C4C only, or
Yeah,
is there any integration?
yeah.
Okay.
There has been integration between the backend system. So that pricing has been fetched from the EC system and shown over here in the C4 system, which is called over here as
Okay.
request external. That request external pricing, we can request for the external pricing which has been there as a, which has been there kept in the EC system or this one system.
Okay.
Okay, so that pricing is being taken from there and shown up over here, and as per that the quotation is being created over here. So this quotation format, the preview, the PDF document, everything is been predefined. SAP has given that thing properly in C4C. What all things is being means, that was the basic the basic needs of the customer, which they felt like, which SAP felt like. So they have given this functionalities as a basic requirement. Okay. So this has been predefined. We just have to activate these functionalities, and we just have to add up in the project like what all things be required over here. And after the quotation is being given to the customers, if he is accepting that quotation and everything is going well, then the next step which comes is the sales order. So sales order is the same as what is there in the backend system. So the sales order functionalities is also over here, and if he is sending it for the revised quotation or something like that, that all things is also there in C4C. Okay, so this process, so in this, everything as I told you is predefined. So where all things comes is like requirement of the technical consultants is like, see, most of the functionalities like creating of, say, they want some field, the HP taking the example as a this thing client, they want some field over here in lead part or anywhere, like they want to create say laptop configuration field, something like that, that can be done by the functional consultant. If they want to add up any workflow rules, any email to the customer, email to the manager, email to a sales employee, that can be done by the functional consultant by adding up the field and by adding up the rules and all. Okay, other than that, we can add up the sales planning, sales target to a particular employee, and we can check up in the report also, like what all, which all opportunity got converted, which all, how many leads got converted into opportunity, and what was the revenue generated from that. That all things can be seen from the reporting over here in the C4 system itself.
So for reporting part and all, so basically C4C functional will give the requirement to technical and they will build that report, right? By
No, 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 no. As I told you, there are many more reports which has been used. There are almost 250 to 270 reports which has been given by the predefined from the SAP. So major reports like how many leads got converted into opportunities and all, that is being done by the functional consultant itself. No need for a technical guy over here.
okay, so that is already pre-built in the system, or functional can make it by their own choice by taking some field or something like that.
That has been pre-built by the system, but if you want to add up some field or else remove some field or else apply some logic over there, that you can put it over here.
Okay, that
You can
functional can
add,
do here. Okay,
exactly, that function can do over here.
okay.
Okay. So this can be achieved by a functional consultant itself. So you might ask me the question, where this technical person comes over here in picture. So technical requirement over here is like showing up the custom. We have to create a custom business objects over here. Say we had this requirement like they wanted this delivery invoice, delivery note over here in the system to show, which is not possible in the system through a functional activity. So what we have done is like we have created a form in the inside the sales order or object, and inside that we have given, means the technical guy has given that button part, and in that button he has, when we click on that button, the all the delivery note comes over here and shows over here.
Okay,
So
so
that
so in
thing,
object means in some, if your custom object is there, then you can
yeah,
take a help of ABAP, means whosoever. What is the technical you call C4C technical?
yeah, C4 is technical over here. So over here ABAP is not used. Over here there is one there's two programming languages which is being used. One is ABSL and BODL, Advanced Business Software Development Language. Okay,
Okay,
so this is there. So we use a software over here called as Cloud Application Studio.
okay, application. Okay. Cloud Application Studio. Yeah, in
Yeah,
S4 HANA also, I think they call it Application Studio in backend also. So it is a
yeah, yeah.
Cloud Application Studio. Yeah, okay, fine, go ahead.
So they do create a business objects, or they want some extra logic which should be put, which is not applied for, which is not possible functionally. That all can be put through a functional, through a technical side.
Okay,
Okay. So there are three different consultant over here. One is the functional consultant, one is the technical, and one is the this one for integration consultant. So integration consultant is the one who integrates the system. Now everything is possible in C4C. Like we can integrate SAP system also and non-SAP system also. In the previous our projects, we integrated ClickSense. You might, you guys have heard about ClickSense?
no, is it a middleware?
No. It's an analytic tool.
Okay.
Okay, so they integrated that.
So normally,
That is
which middleware you use when you connect with other system?
CPI, Cloud Platform Integration.
Cloud platform integration. Okay.
Okay. So this was the whole functionalities about sales, the sales part. So over here, as I told you, like every, so over here for the development part, what SAP provides is like one test system and one production system. What is a basic thing? So what we do is like while implementing the project, we do implement everything in the test system properly firstly, and this solution, once we get a go ahead from the client, like this is the solution what is being expected and this is what we need to go in future. So once that is being done, what we do is like the technical guy, he moves the solution to the production system. So that is being done by the technical guy, and that is being actually done by SAP only. There is one request which we have to which we have to raise, that we want to move the test system to the production system. So that is being done totally by the SAP team itself. So we don't have to involve in that anywhere else. Okay. And there are over here in SAP C4C, there are every quarterly upgrades, like February month, then after February, May, then after August, and in November. These are the intervals when we get the upgrade of the C4C. So all the things is being done by SAP. So server side also we don't have to do anything. SAP provides us with the URL, and that is being there for each and every single client. That is being different. Not even client, inside that also the test system URL is different, and the production URL is being different. So inside that URL, we do give access to the particular users. We can create users, that is being done by the functional consultant itself. We give the access to the particular users. This a person is the agent, he is a sales employee or the sales manager or the service technician or the some service manager or something like that. So as per that, we give them the access for what all objects should be shown to them, what all reports should be shown to them. That all access can be given to by a functional consultant, and as per that only, the person will be able to see the yeah. Right?
Yeah, means no security team is there. Only functional C4C functional can do all these things.
Yeah, so functional team only can do,
Okay.
but depends on the client. See, a bigger client now which I am working on, there is some security part is being given to some other team only, but that is pretty much easier, which can be done by us only.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So this all functionalities is been there in the Sales Cloud. Coming to the service part is like over here in service part is the after sales process, like the ticket raise can be shown up in the service part inside this. Say, taking the example of the HP laptop, say a laptop keyboard is not my laptop keyboard is not working. So what I will do is like I will reach out to the customer through email, or else they might be having a telephonic call, or else anywhere else like manual data entry they will be creating, or else they will be getting it through directly going to the service center. From there they will be creating it manually, like this customer came and this is the requirement, like this is not working, that is not working. So as per that also we can manage up the more activities over there, like you can say what all functionalities to
One,
but
one question, Arshad, here. So when you are saying that coming to the customer service part, you are capturing. So is the service customer service area is also covered, like warranty and all this stuff? So those are covered in C4C, or that is being covered in some other system?
no, I will explain this point.
Yeah.
Here most of the functionalities been covered, like warranty, installation, then after contracts, if anything kind of contract over here, warranty is also there. That all things comes over here inside the ticket. Other than that, there can be add tools also. Say the thing, laptop keyboard is not working. So the customer, what they do is like they mail it to the customer service team. So there is one mail ID. That mail ID, if someone mail to that mail, that ticket gets automatically been created over here, with that all functionalities there in the ticket to the proper team. Say if the I will give you an example. I am being working into a electric appliances company. So they have having washing machine, dryers, they are having AC, refrigerators. So this thing, every single device has their external teams, like refrigerator, the company.com. So as per that, the email ID, if the customer is mailing on the refrigerator at the company.com, so that mail is getting routed from the team itself.
Okay.
So that all functionalities is being there in C4. Other than that, once the customer mails to the same team, that team should respond in particular time. We can set up the SLA service like agreement over here, like that it responded within 2 hours of time, and it should be resolved in at least 4 hours of time. I will give you an example over here. If they need to go on mute, if you have any questions, you can. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. So over here, what is happening is like, yeah. So I will give an example of one client which I was working for. So what they were having is like they were having, as I told you, it was a heavy machinery based company. So they used to have their heavy machinery products. So the client used to have some problems, so that cannot be resolved on call itself, but that can be resolved only by visiting the location. Okay. So over here, they used to reach out to the company by email or telephony. Yeah. Do you have any question?
No, no, go ahead. I'm listening. Then if required, I'll just ask.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Can you go on mute, because I'm finding some disturbance in that. If you have any questions, you can unmute and ask me. Okay, no problem. Okay. So over here, what was there is like every technician used to go to the particular location and then solve the ticket. Okay. So over here we have created one SLA over here, like the response time once we get the email, and if someone is calling to telephony, we the telephony person, sorry, the service technician or the customer service team, they create a ticket over here and they assign it to the proper team. So once that has been assigned to a proper team, he will be getting a mail. We have written a rule over here saying that he should get a mail regarding this, and the ticket should be responded to the customer in 2 hours. So this was a rule which we have written, and if it is not responded, that response time will be noted. Like this ticket was in the reporting part, we can see it like this response time was breached or something like that. Okay, so this was about the response time, and 2 hours was the limit over here. After that, as per distance, the company was located in Bangalore, so the service technician was there only in Bangalore itself. So they used to send to different locations. So if the distance is within 100 kilometers, so the ticket resolution time should be at minimum max to max by 3 days, not more than that. So the response time when the ticket is being came inside the system, from that till 3 hours, till 3 days, it should be there. If it is not achieved, then that should be breached. As per this thing, we can apply the SLA rule over here, and also we can apply it as per the days which the service technician is working on. Say he is working from Monday to Friday, and the timing is there like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So that timing also we can maintain it. Say Friday or Saturday is a half day, so we can maintain that timing also. So that timing will not cover inside the SLA itself. And if it is a national holiday also, that's also holiday calendar we can maintain. So if it is a holiday, that that thing will not breach. So that all functionality is been there in C4C which we can
So,
apply it over here. Yeah.
so say for example, one customer is having three free servicing, okay, and so if that customer has been given one free service and rest two are there which are yet to be covered, so in that case, those tracking and all should be taken. The data should be taken from backend system in ECC, and that will be capturing here in your system in the front end, right?
Yeah, that all functionality is also over here. Okay, and
Okay.
we are maintaining the warranties also. Say 1 year warranty is there, 2 year warranty is there. As per that also we are maintaining. If you want, we can add up that field like, yeah, one service is being done, so the next servicing should be paid service or something like that. That all things can be achieved over here also.
Okay, got it.
Okay, yeah. So this was the this thing SLA part. Like we can apply like within 100 kilometers, 3 days was the time. Within 500 kilometers, it was 5 days, and within above 500 kilometers, it was 7 days. That should be covered, and if not, then that will be escalated. And after that, one more functionality is there over here, which is a visit functionality. Visit functionality is nothing but if the this thing service technician is visiting that client, he should check in over there that he will be having this software inside his mobile phone also. Once he reaches that client, he should checking the this thing location, and he can check out from that location once the work is being done. So the latitude and the longitude should be recorded, where he has did he visited the customer or not, and how much time he was there at that time. So that time can be calculated, and that location will be also captured over here inside the system. So this whole functionalities has been there in service. There are many more other functionalities which I'll be covering up in the this thing in the coming up training part. So other than this over here, you can say we can see all the tickets which has been completed on time. We can see which all is been not completed. That all reporting is over here. We can see many more functionalities of, say, the mask data bulk upload over here, like C4C. We want to upload the customers over here inside the system, so it is not possible for creating lakhs and lakhs of customers over here by entering one data. So we do have a functionality of data workbench where we can upload mass data like 10,000 or else a lakh amount of customers or product, anything inside the system. So that all functionalities is been there. Reporting is been there. Other than that, we can add up some routing rules over here. We can add up routing rules on the basis of the employees or the basis of the customers. Like if an employee has been handling that particular customer, so if that ticket is being came from that customer itself, so it should be directly routed to that particular employee itself. So that all functionalities can be achieved in the,
One small question, like
yeah.
you are up till sales order, you are capturing all these things and you are doing all the activities. So after
Yeah,
the sales, till the invoice, whatever activity is getting means done in the backend DCC system. So are you tracking those also in your system, or what to do with that? Means if required, means are you tracking that, or are you able to capture that data also?
yeah. This totally depends on the client requirement because as per what SAP gives in C4C is only till sales order. If the customer, if the client is asking for that delivery invoicing and all, he wants it over here, that can be done. That can be achieved through a technical requirement, but that can be achieved also.
Okay.
Okay, so this was the overview about the C4C part. So I will give you an overview like what all things I'll be complete covering over here. Might be the person, yeah, might be the topics have been reached to you. So I'll be explaining you about whole functionalities from the starting, like implementation of the project, like doing the scoping work. Over here we call this as the scoping work. From the scoping work till the delivery, what all things we can achieve. And as for that, if you are willing to crack the interview of our C4C, so I'll explain you what all things they can ask, and I will be giving you a system access for 2 months, two or maximum I'll give you for 3 months also, not an issue on that. Okay, and other than that, I mostly precise not going on the topic wise. I'll be giving you a much more scenario wise, like what I have. I will explain you the project wise, like what all things I have done it to achieve the requirement. Because see, system wise, I think so everything is possible. You can get up the data from Google or from anywhere, like or if you're having some requirement. So but how I achieve that requirement, that I will explain you. So I will give you mostly of the project scenario wise the training. So mostly I'll go as per that, what all things as per my experience, what all things we have achieved and how we have achieved, and what solution we provided to the client and what was the reason behind that. So that is my main motto of how the training could go.
So the
So
system
if you,
access we giving in that, is it integrated with backend system also?
no, this is not integrated with the system.
Is there any basic hierarchy for the C4C?
No, I didn't get it. Basic hierarchy means I didn't get you.
So can the architecture, like what is the process that will flow from backend ECC, how it will connect in the from backend to SAP C4C, how you can fetch like that? Is it covers in the?
That is
Are
being
you,
done by an information consultant, but yeah, on a functional side, what all things we have to take care about, like what all things we should know, like what all is being bidirectional and what all which object is being unidirectional, and from which system to which system it's going, from C4C to back system it will go, also from the back system to C4C it will go.
oh,
That all things
okay.
what all is that over here. Other than that, where we do the codeless mapping, that all things I will explain you over.
So, but right now you show the one slide for that it covers from the sales, correct? So, is the same within between the C4C and the sales? Is both are similar?
Yeah, C4C comprises of sales and service both. So this was
Okay.
about the, and I do have many more things, right?
What about
This
the
whole
service? So you said that C4C comprises of sales and service. And what are the topics that we covered in the service? And what are the topics? So you show me the sales topics that which it is showing some names like that. What are the topics that we covered in the sales service? Sorry.
Mhm. Okay. So in service, the major part which we emphasizes on is the ticket part, because ticket is the only thing which has been there in service part. But inside this ticket, there are many more functionalities like warranties, installation point, and then after contract, which is the functionalities which is being given over here inside the thing. So we can add up the contracts also. We can add up warranties. We can add up the installation points. That things we can show it over here in the service
So
part.
the warranties
And
will cover. You said that in the sales part, but you're saying in the right now, sorry, in the service also you're saying it will cover both the things.
yeah, warranty comes in the service part only, right? Because sales is nowhere to do with warranty. While we just in sales we just give like this is the warranty which will bring you with the product. But most of the clients don't require to keep it on the sales side because it is being shown in the service only. Because once any error or any defects come in the product, then only we consider the warranty part, right?
Correct. So what are the topics that we covered in the service? So you showed the in the sales there are the UI, some of the UI workflow, like you showed
Yeah.
that. And what are the
So over here also the same thing we can cover up, like workflows we can add up, the service level agreement we can add up, we can add up the timings which is been recorded like response time, resolution time. Other than that, we can add up the resolution, we can add up this thing routing rules based on the customers, based on the employees. Other than that, we can apply the email services like as I told you, like if it is a refrigerator one, then there'll be one other team. So we can add up the email service over here, like if the mail is being coming to this refrigerator one, then ticket should be assigned to a particular the refrigerator team only. So that all things is being covered in the service part. Other than that, the visit also comes over here in the service thing. And the activities which I showed you, which I told you in this sales part, that all things activities has been there in service also. Just that it is there in both sales and service. So I didn't explain you like it has been there in service also. So that all which all functionalities has been there, like activities, the work tools, all things. That all things can be kept it over here. Also the creation of the field, if you want any field over here in the service part, that all things also can be added
so what are the activity? What are the topics that we covered in the activities?
in the activities. We do cover phone call, we do cover email, we do cover appointment.
Mm-hmm.
So that all is there common in both the systems.
Okay. So you said that there is a part on the scoping. Like what is meant by scoping and what is it is, and it is covered from the sales or it is in the service part
Yeah, it is
in the
covered
SAP.
in both. Scoping over here in C4C term is like which all objects we required inside the client requirement. That all
Okay.
scoping we do it. Scoping work,
Mm-hmm.
what we do is what done is like what SAP has done is like they have given up the business objects name, and as per that we can add up with business objects is being required inside C4, I mean inside the client requirement. So after we I allow we after we check it, like this all functionality is being required. Inside that also there are many more questionnaires. Like for examples, we want duplication check or something like that on account part. So that all functionalities is been there in the questionnaires. So that questionnaires we do add up like which all is required inside project. Also if there is a mandatory rule, or else if there is any rule which we want to apply on the field level, that all things can be applied on the field level itself. Like if the field should be visible to a particular business role, business role, I mean to say, the sales manager, also sales employee, that field should be visible. So as per that, we can create different layouts of different business roles, and we can assign that employee to the particular layout.
So you said that it is the scoping is the major part in the SAP C4C.
Yeah. That is the basic. That is the first step of
Okay.
starting the project. Yeah.
Oh, starting the project. So it will covers the both the sales and the service, or it will covers only for the service.
No, it covers both in sales and service.
So how we integrate from the back end to this scoping part?
This
Is
scoping
there
we
any
don't
back end
integrate
required?
on this. While in the scoping we don't integrate. We integrate with the business objects, like customers
Okay.
we integrate, and that is being
Okay.
done by the integration consultant.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So any other questions, anyone?
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard that C4C is all about like there are different segments like sales, service, marketing, commerce, and stuff. Is that right, or
Mm,
it only comprises of sales and service? What is it?
yeah, I will explain you this point. So what happened is like over here now it is called as SAP CX practice. So firstly it was
Okay.
Hybris was a company. Hybris they acquired
Mm-hmm.
over here
Yeah.
in SAP. So it was it they were Hybris
Yeah.
was having a of hybrid commerce. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what they have done over
Okay.
here is like hybrid, such a big company, such was a successful module of this commerce. So what they have done is like they have used it on single every single term, like SAP hybrid C4C, SAP hybrid commerce, SAP hybrid marketing, SAP hybrid billing, SAP hybrid,
Okay.
not hybrid. Okay. So this all they use it at the now what they have done is like they have comprises this whole thing into one technology which is called the SAP CX package. And this SAP CX package, what they
Okay.
have done now once it has been 2 years from when it has been acquired, 2 to 3 years more than that. So from that they now have removed hybrid term. Now they have kept as like hybrid sales, sorry, SAP Sales Cloud, SAP Service Cloud, SAP Billing Cloud, SAP Marketing Cloud, SAP Commerce. Okay,
Okay.
this whole thing
Okay.
comprises about SAP CX. C4C comprises of SAP Sales Cloud and SAP Service Cloud, but inside the Sales Cloud and Service Cloud also, they have given this functionality, some functionalities about the marketing also, which is a campaigning. But
Okay.
there is a vast development inside the marketing cloud thing, which is not comprised with the C4C. And there is the other
All
thing
right.
which is called the billing also. But they
Okay.
have
So
given
once
some
we are thorough
functionality.
with your, I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, no, yeah.
Yeah. The thing is that other question I had is, so once we're done with the training, what you give us, will we be
Mhm.
thorough with the just the sales and service, or also it'll also include the sales, service, marketing, commerce, all of the stuff together?
No, no, no. It will not comprise of anything because there will be no consultant who will be knowing commerce, in this thing, billing,
Okay.
marketing, sales. Because people who knows about C4C, they knows about sales and service only. And inside
Okay.
the sales, they have given inside the sales only they have given some functionality for the marketing. So that all things can
Okay.
comprise in C4C. But the
Okay.
marketing cloud and the billing cloud and the commerce cloud is totally different.
All right.
Just
All
that in
right.
this part it required some of the functionalities to be added of the marketing, so that's why they have added up some functionalities for the marketing. But other than that, it comprises only of sales and service,
Okay.
C4C.
Okay.
And
Sure. Thank you.
now they have added, yeah, now they are going to add, like they have added up many more functionalities. Like you might be aware about the Scalidus cloud, which SAP has acquired recently.
All right. I'm not sure. Uh,
Yeah,
Not really.
no problem. Yeah, no problem. So over here they have added up functionalities. Not even they haven't included in C4C, but they have added a different
Mm-hmm.
module called as SAP CPQ. So CPQ is nothing
Mm-hmm.
but the product variant, like many more product variants. Previously, it was having some limitation in C4C, like it is not possible to integrate many more product variants over here. And the
Okay.
commission part, because you might be aware of the comparator product which is called a Salesforce, right? Have you heard about
Yeah.
Salesforce? Salesforce is like on another level. So to compete with that product, what SAP has done is like SAP has came up with so many functionalities, which is now it is, you can say, on level of Salesforce. Like the commission part has been added. Then after this, what the CPQ part has been added, and they are adding up many more functionalities where to overcome the previous flaws over here in C4C. So that if you want to add, that is also can be integrated with C4 system. So that also can be done because SAP commission consultant is different, SAP CPU consultant is different, and that thing is being integrated with C4C also. So any other questions?
Um, so you will be assisting with the study material and all, or how to take it
Yeah,
from
I
there?
will. I will assist with the study material also. No problem. So mainly, I want to know like what are your thinking, like what is the reason behind learning C4C? Like you want to be into the C4C consultant, or you want to handle some project, or you want to apply it somewhere else, or give the certificate or something like that.
I would like to get into consulting,
Okay,
Jay here.
perfect.
So
Nice.
and also wanted to check, like, so once we're done with this sales or service training, what you give us, will we be a kind of expertise in this? Can we go ahead and crack the interviews and manage to do what people do there, or will that require anything extra to get a
Exactly.
extra
So
hang of
yeah, I do get your point. So mainly that only I mainly consider about, because most of the people who come for the interview for the training is like they want to crack an interview. So what I will do is like I will give you a training on the basis of particular project. So I will explain you on a project level like what all things we have done. So that will be easier for you to crack the interview rather than going up with the topics like to explain you the functionality, because functionalities you
okay.
can learn it from studying.
So here, not just cracking interview, also once we get onto the job, okay, once we'll be able to handle things by ourselves at least, in couple of months, or will it be different, or how is it going to be? Because so
No,
once we tell them that I'm an expertise in C4C or Sales Cloud or Service Cloud, so they would expect the same for us to to work pretty good. Like, so that's what my question is all about. So will this thing work, or will we be expertise in this particular field, or how is it going to be? Not just cracking
no.
interviews, but
So I
we'd also like to do well in the job, right? So that's the expectation what I have out of this training.
do understand this point. So over here, what is the C4C is like on the system level, it is very much easy. Just that you should have a process knowledge. Like if you are having an SD knowledge, then it will be pretty much easier for means I would say like after the interview, you after the training, you will be much more, you can call yourself as expertise. Because over here what happens is like C4C system, if you know the process, like after lead opportunity comes, after opportunity sales quotation comes, so it will be easier, like yeah, this all functionalities goes like this way, it is go like in hand. But if you don't know the process, then it will be pretty much difficult for you, because this is the standard process which is followed